Hey guys, it's Mike with another Guild of Guardians video here. We got an update on some new characters entering the game. We've got Jadey and Kalista. This is a Force of Nature event coming in August 14th, and so it's coming up pretty soon here. It looks like, as we look at Jadey here, Pride of the Forest, she's a Terra Support Keeper Intelligence. We can look into her skills that she's got going on down here. It does look, as far as the way to summon her, is going to be one of three ways. We can either purchase her on the secondary market after somebody makes her. We can utilize our immutable passport, go on into the Ares store and purchase prayers, and then go to the altar of sacrifice and basically summon her, or have a chance to summon her. And then the other one is with calling crystals. Now we remember, with calling crystals, after you summon 30, you're guaranteed to get a legendary, but not necessarily the legendary that is the event. She's going to be a % chance of the legendaries you could pull. I think with the Tamamo event, I think she was one of 5 legendaries you could get, so she had basically a 20% chance after pulling 30 that you would get her. Initially, her price in the Token Trove was approximately $50 when she first started out, and then last I looked, it was actually pretty high. So we jump out into the Token Trove. It looks like a basic level Tamamo. It's going for about $110 right now, and approximately, it looks like maybe 130-ish, not quite, Tamamos entered the game during that event. So it wasn't a huge number. So upgrading her over time is going to be a little bit challenging. You did have quite a few folks that were enlightening her right along. Here's Enlighten level 11, Radiance level 3. Here's Enlighten 15, Radiance level 8. That's pretty impressive that they went that far. Radiance 10, oh my gosh. So they were investing a lot of resources into these characters. But with less than 130 of them in the game, it's going to be kind of hard to grow that. I do feel like that strategy is a little bit rough as far as trying to get these characters in the game. So if we take a quick overlook at the skills of Jadey, I'm assuming All Things Grow will be her ultimate ability. She creates a flower field under the most forward position ally that removes curse and continuously restores HP to allies within it. Every second, HP equals to 110% of her attack is restored, and it lasts for 6 seconds. So that is a great healing ability, and it would be, ideally, it's your most forward allies. So that'd be your tank or your warriors up front that are taking the most damage. So she's doing a good job healing the people that need it the most. Her second ability is Pollen. She targets the lowest HP ally, restores HP equal to 90% of her attack every second, while also removing poison effects. So again, she's going to be getting some heals to the person that needs it the most. Sweet Dreams is target the furthest enemy, deals 200% of attack as magic damage, and causes sleep for 4 seconds. So a little bit of crowd control there. The target will awaken if damaged. So once they take on damage, they pop awake, but assuming they're in the back, they may not be receiving damage for a while. So that is kind of a nice little crowd control to go with her healing. And then I'm assuming Nature's Veil is going to be her passive. Enemy that attacks Jadey, they spelled her name differently on that one. You just catch me off guard. Have their attack and attack speed reduced by 2% for 6 seconds. Can stack up to 5 times. So that'd be up to 10% that they could reduce their attack speed and attack. So so that's kind of a cool kit. I think it's nice to have another healer to bring into the game. Don't know if she's going to outperform Flix or Aquirus, but until we have her in the game, it'll be hard to know. If we take a peek at Kalista, she is the epic that's coming alongside Jadey there, and her skills look like we were looking at an ultimate ability of Bilocation, disappear and create 4 clones that attack each enemy once, prioritizing enemies under the effect of Waterblade. Each attack deals 130% of attack as physical damage. Her second ability is Waterblade. Target the nearest enemy and prioritize Intelligence Guardians. Deal 150% of attack as physical damage and reduce their crit percent and crit damage by 20%, lasting 10 seconds, and it can stack. And then I'm assuming Lithe Figure is going to be her passive. Any damage that exceeds 6% of her max HP is reduced by 30%. So kind of interesting, she is an assassin, so automatically I'm assuming that she's going to be pretty squishy, hard to keep alive. She doesn't really have any healing in her kit or shielding, although she does negate a little bit of damage with her passive. But that's basically all damage that's exceeding 6%, which probably is most of it, will get reduced. But those assassins typically tend to be pretty squishy and hard to keep alive, so I feel like that's probably not enough in her kit to make her better than the Ashwins, the Qataris, some of those other assassins that have some merit if you can find a way to keep them alive. At the end of the day, new champions coming into the game is a great thing. I do think that they really need to work on getting some more Core 1 champions in the game. On my main account right now, I'm sitting on almost 300 summoning stones, and I don't really have any interest in pulling them because I have every character in the game. And unfortunately, these new characters, the way they're bringing these characters out, that I can't get them with those summoning stones anyway. I have to use calling crystals. So I do feel like they need to prioritize getting more characters in the game in the Core 1 or however that next expansion is going to be, to start getting some new legendaries and new epics and just people that can kind of shift up the meta a little bit and kind of create some excitement, get us through some new content as well. But I know this process it definitely takes some time, and so I'm trying to be patient. I'm having fun with the game, so I'm always looking for new content and more exciting things to look at. But I do feel like the more and more characters we launch in this space is really not going to benefit a majority of the players. We took a look at Tamamo, and I mean, with all of the upgraded versions of her, maybe 200 of her came into the game. And so when you're looking at, I forget the number, but it was like 250,000 active users. That's really not enough that makes a splash in the game. For a majority of players, that event did nothing. For a majority of players for this, probably not going to do anything. So I do think they need to work on getting new characters in the game that help the free-to-play grow, because the free-to-play is really what's going to create the community where the pay-to-win folks want to come and have the better characters and invest in good teams and so forth. So hopefully they have some plans to launch quite a few new characters in a relatively short amount of time. Fingers crossed. But we'll keep on keeping on, and every new piece that enters the game is exciting. So I appreciate you tuning in today. Hopefully you found that interesting. Let me know if you're going to go for Jadey and Kalista, if you think that they have merit and you want to use them on your team. If you're going to do the altar of sacrifice, or if you're planning on using calling crystals, or if you're just going to purchase them on the market. But I appreciate you guys so much, and I look forward to seeing you next time.